That's coming up next on Locked On Badgers. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to Locked On Badgers. Staying here with Jason Jordan, continuing our basketball recruiting talk, which is awesome. It's always great to have Jason on the show. Jason, let's talk about another 2024 Jack Robison, 6'6" forward, same school as Nolan Winter, teammate of Nolan Winter, really good lefty shooter. What are your feels on his game? What have you seen from him?
Yeah, I like Jack. I mean, he just works really hard. You know, when you see him play, it's like he's trying really hard, and that's how, you know, some guys are just, you can tell he's worked to get to where he's at. Not to say other people haven't, but you know, some guys are just have the gift and it looks really effortless. So with Jack, it's the same outcome, but you can tell he's working really hard. Like you can tell he wasn't given that, you know, he had to work to get to you. Does that make sense? He had to work to get to where he's at. Now, I think the shooting ability is just natural, but his ability to get down him, people don't talk about that enough. Like Jack's going by you now. Jack is going by you. Like that first step has gotten better over the last year for sure. And you know, he's got some bounce too. I mean, he is 6'6". And he showed some athletic ability over the summer for sure. He had a couple highlights I saw in person and through clips. But yeah, I like him. I like how hard he works. I love his motor. Knockdown shooter. I think he'll find, you know, he'll remain on the court because of his ability to knock down shots. But I think I love his instincts on the offensive end, especially on the offensive glass. Like he has a nose for the ball. So he's really good at keeping plays alive, you know, tap outs and putbacks and things like that. So he brings a lot of energy on both ends of the floor. And at his size, that, you know, that is invaluable.
Yeah, for sure. It's your point with shooting. If you're 6'6", and I mean, he has deep range. It's you know, hand down, man down type range if you don't get up on him. And there's some really impressive high school clips where they use them off of flare screens. They use them coming off curls. They
dynamic off that flare.
Yeah, really good. You know, and that type of shooting translates. One of the questions that I would have, and curious your take on this, and this is a question for a lot of 6'6", 6'7". Defensively, you know, is he going to be quick enough to guard? Because that could be a shooting guard matchup. I mean, he plays a lot of three, but you got 6'6" shooting guards in the Big Ten.
Yeah, no. I mean, not right away. I mean, I can't say that now based off what I've seen. That's going to be the biggest curve. But to be fair, I mean, that's usually the biggest curve for most freshmen. And I think we've had this conversation before, but definitely that's going to be a hurdle. It's been a hurdle for him. You know, I've seen him play, so he's not a 94 feet lockdown defender. Again, he tries hard, but you know, and that's that timing and that agility and that footwork that comes in time. I've seen it definitely develop, but you know, he has the right mentality for it to develop. I'll say that.
And there's some nice clips as well of him rotating over, you know, taking a charge, getting the weak side block. Like you can tell the basketball IQ, the idea, it's all there, right? Those boxes are checked. And going back to the offensive side, one more thing I want to talk about him is we talked about Daniel about, you know, maybe where's that mid-range, and probably because he doesn't need it, but you see a lot of that at the high school level from Jack. You know, he can pull from 11. You know, he gets to a spot and he just pulls up, and it doesn't matter who's on when you're 6'6", and you know, that quick lefty shot. He is a 3-level scorer at this point, and I think that would translate.
Yeah, definitely. And whenever you're a true, you know, people throw that 3-level thing out so cliche. I hate that. That's become cliche, but he really is. And so, you know, whenever somebody ask me, are they 3 levels? I'm like, well, the first level I need them to be is a 3-point shooter, right? Because if that's the case, then, you know, at his, you know, size and skill, then if you have the 3-point shot and you can go by people, then you tend to be you tend to be a 3-level scorer based off that. And I think that's what. But he's pulling up from mid-range. Again, it's the instincts pulling up from mid-range. He's not a guy, to your point earlier, you know, he recognizes situation. So he'll pull up short and, you know, he doesn't have to go all the way in and he'll knock down his shot. But, you know, he just makes great reads on the offensive end. And so he uses his skill set to finish the play. And that can't be overstated.